Good afternoon, John Verlin with you with On-Demand Advertising Solutions. This is podcast number 13. Was going to talk about another topic today, but at recent events, I wanted to go ahead and share this with you as a point of knowledge, education, but also comfort. This past week, the United States bombed Syria, and I know that's caused a lot of unsettling feelings. There's worry whether the president can pass tax reform. It affects small businesses. Some, just kind of sitting tight, not knowing what taxes will come down or not come down, and that sort of thing. So today I thought I'm going to give you some pointers here that actually come from Hartford Insurance. A blog post they had is very helpful, and then I'm going to tell you some of my thoughts as well on this. But it's the idea of what to do. How do you market your business or advertise it during times of uncertainty? Small business consistently has to be marketing themselves, as do most businesses, but primarily small businesses, because we rely so much on growth on a monthly basis. And this can be affected by war. You lose a key employee, a disaster. All these are times of uncertainty, things that small businesses need to plan for. Some of the tips here, basically, refine your small business plan. Take a fresh look at your value proposition. During times of uncertainty, it can give you, in a sense, a good opportunity to review everything. Research your competitors, talk to your customers, make an inventory of your positive, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Update your business plan during a time of uncertainty. Helps you navigate and switch, refocus your goals to prioritize. Prioritizing your expenses. Cut what you can. Expand programs that, will gain business growth. Years ago, I had a client when the Gulf War started who was nervous. We talked about this. The Wall Street Journal had just published an article that I quoted him, basically saying that in times of uncertainty or war, continue doing what you're doing marketing-wise and maybe expand on it. And that's what they're talking about from the Hartford, their blog piece. And the reason for that is that most people are creatures of habit. We are not going to cut back our spending unless there's prolonged times of uncertainty and fear, and we're not just going to cut back automatically. And people are creatures of habit. We have weathered storms, we have weathered wars, we have weathered recession, and it didn't dramatically change the economy. Yeah, it was some painful bumps, but in essence, when your competitors, their first knee-jerk reaction is to pull back, quit spending, stop the advertising, cancel the insurance, whatever, then you can step in and ramp it up some and buy market share, so to speak, when this, quote, crisis passes or whatever. You'll be top of mind because you're consistently doing what you're doing marketing-wise, and you're maybe even ramping it up some. So competitors may drop off, and you can just move right in. So at any rate, consistently keep doing your plan on marketing. Cut your expenses, but they actually say to focus on marketing and business development. Get rid of the expenses that are not business critical or don't yield a return. Improve your cash flow, basically. Try to get payments as soon as possible. Cut outlays of cash as long as possible. Invoice immediately, for example, and hold off making payments until they're due. Nothing earth-shattering, but just to remind ourselves, these are things, you get paid immediately. Invoice immediately and hold off on payments as long as you can. Prospect for new clients. Can be a challenge, but your expertise or your service, go where the customers are. It might be a little easier than you think. Join business associations, attend local, regional trade shows, speak at events, start a newsletter. Well, that's what we do for our clients, and this is one reason why. Write articles for industry publications. One reason that we do podcasts is to expand your expertise. That's why we do this for our clients. Getting your name out there consistently in front of your prospects by demonstrating that expertise and projecting professional polish, that will set you apart. Again, that's another reason we recommend doing things like these podcasts for our clients, because you can showcase your expertise. Consistently build relationships with your current customers. This is really important, keeping them happy, finding a way to add value to your products or services. Stay in touch. One reason we recommend monthly emails for your newsletter, consistently being in touch, consistently posting, consistently doing these things with social media and with your customers. And of course, if they have a brick and mortar store, go and make a personal visit. But keep yourself top of mind. And that's why these little reminders through the social media, the regular drip, drip, drip of a raindrop, wears eventually, it can form a big puddle. That's what you want to do with your customers. Build an online presence. And I'm still amazed at how many small businesses don't have a website or a blog. Do that. It's really economical nowadays. We help out on doing websites for our clients, but we really help on the blog part of it, because that's consistent content you're adding on a regular basis, which will build that presence. And build a presence on social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. You can hire a professional. They recommend, obviously, to provide those services, but those are critical. Now, these are things, keep in mind, that you should be doing ongoing anyway, but particularly in times of slowdown or war or anything, really. Look at your internal operations, streamline the processes, take a step back, look for opportunities to do better and improve. Tap your employees for their ideas. A lot of times we forget that, but they're maybe our best idea generators. And take care of the employees. This is really, let them know they're valued. Give them training opportunities to build new skills, bring new value. Be honest with them about your finances. Let them know what's going on. But they'll reward you by including them in these decision-making processes. And finally, plan for an emergency. Whether it's a disaster, obviously you can get any kind of insurance, for disasters, things like that, but plan for the unexpected. And the final point really is, protect your investment. And in some cases, it may be buying an insurance policy of some sort, or some sort of, backup for your data, things like that, for the unexpected. So those are some of the thoughts I had. During times of uncertainty or fear, just remember the Gulf War. What was that, 20-something years ago? The same advice I gave to a client I talked to then he was worried. I mean, you could see the fear in his face because they just started bombing Iraq that morning. And he ended up doing extremely well with his business years later. And he didn't change his course of marketing. He kept doing it. And had another client who had high-end homes who wanted to typically cut off in the fall with their advertising, and this is radio advertising I'm referring to. And I told him, no, keep it going year-round. He's like, well, nobody's going to be out buying a home in winter. And I said, you don't know that. Problem is, you don't know when your customer's in the market. And this is true of anything. Find that niche, target it, and be relentless consistently, within your budget, of course. Well, guess what? They said, we'll try it this year. Let's go ahead and continue through December. And guess what? December 13th, I get a phone call. They just sold $1 million home to a customer, and it was 20 below zero. But guess what? The customer had been thinking about it, heard their messages a month or two earlier, and finally decided to pull the switch. So this is why that consistency in marketing, regardless of what's going on out there, that consistency, it's just like investing, long-term investing, dollar cost averaging every month, that kind of thing. You do the same thing with your marketing. Why? Because you don't know when your customer is in the market or your prospect. You keep reminding your customers that you're there and you're top of mind. on a regular basis. But more importantly, and you see this over time, your competition may pull back and you get in there and you buy market share. So, bits of wisdom here. I want to thank Hartford for some of that information from their blog. It's very helpful. And we'll see you next week. You need to email me. Email jverlin1@yahoo.com. Visit ondemandadvertisingsolutions.com. Learn more about what we do and let us know if we can help you. My number, by the way, is 816-223-2105. If you have questions, comments, feel free to call or email. Have a great day, and we will do another podcast next week.